Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, hope you are having a great day. Today we have some new stories for you. Am I the idiot for ruining my brother's marriage because his wife left me at the pool? This whole situation is so bizarre that I still can't really process it. It still doesn't feel real, but I feel scared and guilty. I, a 19 female, had surgery a couple days ago to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth out, and because I have a really bad fear of dentists, they had to drug me pretty hard to do the removal. Not like laughing gas that wears off really fast, but actual for medicine, so I was pretty much unconscious during the whole thing. They told me to have a responsible adult drive me to the appointment and back because the meds they gave me would make it dangerous to drive. My mom was on a work trip and couldn't take me, so I asked my sister-in-law Bree, 24, not her real name, if she could do it as the whole thing would only take an hour or 2. I even offered gas money because the dental office is about 45 minutes away. I would have asked my brother, but he works during the day while Bree is a stay-at-home mom to their 2-year-old daughter who I think was at Bree's mom's house that day. Bree agreed to take me to my appointment and the surgery went fine. Bree waited in the lobby for me to be done. When I came out of anesthesia I was very disoriented and nauseous, which I guess is normal. I had gauze shoved in my mouth to stop any bleeding and Bree took me to her car after I was let go. I don't really remember much of the drive, but it felt like not enough time passed before Bree got out of the car and told me to come with her. I was really out of it and just followed her because the alternative was staying in the hot car. Long story short, we were at a pool. I was really confused, but once we were through the gate Bree basically parked me at one of those little table benches, said she'd be back in a while. I was still trying not to puke and was really dizzy from the heat, 90+ degrees, and the drugs, so I asked her to take me home but she wouldn't. I guess since it was her day off and she didn't have my niece she was meeting friends at the pool. I was starting to feel really sick and on the verge of passing out or having a panic attack, so I called my brother. I don't think he could understand me between the meds and the stuff in my mouth because he hung up and I guess called Bree, because she came stomping back over, cussing and yelling at me, and took me back to the car. I passed out on the drive home, but when we arrived my brother had left work and met us in the driveway. He was screaming at Bree and she was crying. I was still pretty disoriented but my brother took me back home and stayed with me until the meds wore off. That's when he told me he's divorcing Bree because of what she did plus some other things he didn't go into detail about. It's been a few days since then and Bree has been blowing up my phone telling me what a b I am and how me tattling destroyed her family. Part of me feels bad because of my niece and I wonder if I should have just dealt with it and waited for her to be done at the pool, instead of calling my bro and causing problems. Am I the idiot? No, OP is not the idiot. And it is not only because this event that her brother decided to divorce his wife. She did something horrible to OP. In a time of need and vulnerability, her sister-in-law instead of helping put her aside, which was a risk for OP. Other things must be going on in their marriage and this carelessness with OP was the last straw. He's divorcing Bree because of what she did plus some other things. OP, you are not the reason they're getting a divorce. But if you find out the reason, please come back and update because inquiring minds want to know. Not the idiot. That's exactly it. This is the one that broke the camel's back. I wouldn't be surprised if she mistreats the niece, parental responsibility to have fun with friends, and this was the last straw. Oh yeah, this was just the final straw. I have a feeling there is a long list of her being irresponsible and most of them related to caring for their daughter. That's just an assumption I'm making, but Bree has proven she doesn't care about people's well-being. Not the idiot. Your brother choosing to get a divorce is not your fault. Obviously, her treatment of you was just the final straw in a long line of other issues. This, plus making a person go to a pool after surgery with anesthesia without their consent, is totally not okay. Plus, OP barely even knew what the F was going on, so there aren't many things they could really be blamed for in that state. Certainly not this. I bet Bree used this trip to the dentist as a way to hide the side piece she met at the pool after. It's not a coincidence that she didn't have the damn baby with her that day. I'm curious about the friends Bree is meeting at the pool while her mother is looking after the baby and her husband. thinks she's got the whole day free. If one of my friends showed up at the pool dragging a half-conscious post-operative person behind her, I'd be quite disturbed. Seriously, not the idiot. This was just the icing on the shit cake for him and her. She's clearly done some other crap things to have caused this, but I truly applaud your brother for taking your health, safety, and well-being seriously. That woman mistreated you, and you shouldn't have been entrusted to her care. I hope things get better for you and your brother. You and he did a good thing. Update: am I the idiot for ruining my brother's marriage because his wife left me at the pool? First, thank you to everyone who read the original post and reassured me. It helped a lot, and I understand now that my brother's marriage was rocky before Bree pulled the stunt in my original post. I'm not good at Reddit, usually just silently read posts, and my update kept getting deleted on the Am I the Idiot sub, but a ton of folks asked for it, so here it is. I called my bro to check on things, thank him again and see how he and my niece were doing, and he told me some things about Bree and why he's divorcing her. I don't think she's cheated on him or anything like a lot of people in the original post thought, at least my bro never said anything about that, but y'all were right about the incident with me being the straw that broke the camel's back, and that I'm not the only victim of Bree being careless. A while back I guess my bro came home early from work and found my niece, 2 years old, alone in their house with the front door unlocked. He called Bree 3 or 4 times with no answer, and she came in the front door right before he was about to call the cops. Apparently she went to the convenience store like a 5-minute drive from their place and left my niece by herself. When my brother yelled at her, she said it was fine because nothing bad happened, and when he said the door was unlocked she just said she must have forgot and that it wasn't a big deal. Her phone was silenced on the charger in their bedroom, which is why she didn't answer when he called. Bree called him dramatic and told him to stop telling her how to parent and that niece was fine for 20 minutes, while she shopped for dinner stuff. My bro is taking some time off work to take care of my niece because he kicked Bree out of their house the same day I had my surgery. She is staying at a hotel that bro is paying for, and he gave her 2 weeks, more like 1.5 now, to find a place before he quits paying for it. He says he's going for full custody because Bree is a danger to my niece and doesn't trust her anymore. She tried to argue when he kicked her out, but he threatened to call the police for what she did to me, which I guess scared her because she left. Sorry it isn't a very exciting update, but that's all bro would tell me. I think this isn't the first time Bree neglected niece too, but he said he's doing what it takes to make sure it doesn't happen again. He also said he doesn't think that Bree is completely malicious, but is extremely careless, and doesn't believe her actions affect other people, which is why she can't be trusted not to hurt others by being selfish. I'm doing well after my surgery, even after everything that happened, so thank you all for the good wishes and advice. I've gotten a lot of messages and sweet words, and it's a little too overwhelming to respond to all of them, but it still makes me feel a lot better about everything. So thank you again. I'm glad things worked out okay, OP. Maybe Bree's not a bad person, but she clearly has a problem making decisions that are so irresponsible that they put other people in danger. I can't blame your brother at all for wanting to end the relationship for the sake of his family's safety. Hope you feel better soon. Stay hydrated, get lots of rest, and stay away from using straws and eating rice as long as you can. If you don't have a water syringe to help blast food particles out of the extraction sites, I highly recommend getting one. I watched your struggle with posting the update and am so glad you finally posted it to your profile. It's good that he's seeking full custody because she has demonstrated a clear disregard for vulnerable humans under her care. I hope your brother has documentation of the times she ran off, such as proof that he called her phone over and over without answer. And save all the texts she sent you. Even if he gets a lawyer, he can also build an FU file. Your brother sounds like a great father. Keeping a 2-year-old alone at home unsupervised is unforgivable. The fact that she has the audacity to tell him not to interfere with her parenting of their child is ridiculous. I hope you recover well from your surgery and everything works out for your bro and your niece. That's a big deal. I'm glad you're not blaming yourself for all this. To be honest, even if there hadn't been anything else going on in their marriage, this would not have been your fault. You were just out of surgery and needed looking after. And that your brother is being responsible in looking after his niece and you. Hope you're feeling better soon. Are you enjoying the video so far? If so, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to know when there's a new video. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my half-siblings to get over the fact that we have the same dad? So, I, a 16 female, didn't know my real dad was for most of my life. It turned out that he was my mom's best friend's husband cause he cheated with my mom. They all knew, my mom just didn't tell me until this year. Looking back, he's always been like a dad to me, even though I always referred to him as Uncle David. My dad and his wife, who I call Aunt Olivia, have kids, and I always thought they liked me. Like they're younger, but they'd always want me to play with them, and they were always trying to impress me and stuff. I was like an older cousin than a sister though. Since we got everything in the open, I've been over to their house more often. Aunt Olivia loves having me there, and I love having her be my stepmom cause she was already like my bonus mom. But the kids don't like me anymore, they don't want me to play with them anymore, and they'll barely acknowledge my presence. Yesterday during dinner, my dad, cause I'm never going to stop calling him that, and Aunt Olivia had to go talk to a neighbor, and I was left alone with the kids. They kind of ganged up on me and said I should go back to saying Uncle David cause they only want him to be their dad. I get that they're younger than me, but they've never known what it's like not to have a dad, and I got really mad and I angrily told them that I'm never calling him Uncle David again, and if they liked it so much, they can call him that. I said to get over the fact that all of us have the same dad. It caused a fuss and my mom had to come take me home. Aunt Olivia is 100% on my side. My mom doesn't really care, and my dad told me that I should be more considerate to their feelings cause they're younger. My friends told me I was an a-hole cause I should have helped make them understand. So, am I the a-hole? OP wasn't the idiot, the parents are idiots for hiding it for so long, but maybe OP could be more understanding with her siblings. She didn't inform their age and how they were told they had a sister, who they knew for years but that didn't know they were related. I understand that how they talked to OP must have hurt, and they shouldn't have said that. Their father is her father and period. They may still need some time to get used to, but that won't change. OP is not the idiot, but maybe she needs to be just a little more understanding. No idiots here. This is a new development for everyone. It'll take time to adjust. Your dad should be considering therapy for all of you to process this easier. Hope you all make it through this happy and healthy. Side note, I want to high-five your stepmom/aunt. Her treatment of you is beyond stellar. Your dad should be considering therapy for all of you to process this easier. My mom wouldn't let him take me. Side note, I want to high-five your stepmom/aunt. Her treatment of you is beyond stellar. She's amazing. I've always loved her, and when I found out I was afraid she was going to hate me, but she still loves me so much. Considering your ages, I'm going with no idiots here. You were a bit rude, but the kids were trying to deny you your dad. What the kids said is wrong and hurtful, but they are young and probably feel that you're replacing them. Are you getting special attention compared to them since you've learned the truth? Can't really blame either side here, but were you adults, it'd be not the idiot. What the kids said is wrong and hurtful, but they are young and probably feel that you're replacing them. Are you getting special attention compared to them since you've learned the truth? Not really. I mean, the only difference is that I've been going over more and calling him dad. Maybe I've gotten a little closer to Aunt Olivia, but they still get to have him all the time, whereas it's a lot less for me. Like, I'll admit it, I'm envious of how much they have him, so for them to want to take away what little I get hurts me a lot. Info, how old are these kids? Sounds like a not the idiot to me, but if they are like 5 years old, it's different. Also, your father does not get an opinion on this matter, his irresponsibility caused it in the first place. One's a teenager in middle school, the other one's in elementary school but almost done. Everyone sucks here. These kids just found out their dad has another kid with a woman that isn't their mother, they are rightfully confused/upset. They shouldn't have taken it out on you. You are old enough to know better than to respond the way you did, even in anger. You have a right to call him whatever you are comfortable with. Your new step-siblings also have a right to feel put off by it, especially if they weren't told. Which bring us to the adults, sounds like they all failed. also sounds like we are missing some info because Olivia is just cool with your mom after having slept with her husband. That's evolved. It's not like I kept it a secret for years. They found out not that long after me. And maybe I shouldn't have gotten angry, but I never had a dad. And now I have one, and being told that I should stop calling him dad just made me so mad. As for my mom and Aunt Olivia, what went down between them was when I was a baby, but they're still best friends. So you don't need to insult them just because Aunt Olivia forgave my mom. No idiots here, but your friends are right that you should help your step-siblings understand. Gently explain your side of things. Your dad should broker this interaction. Good luck. You are the idiot, but not because of how you feel, just you could have responded way better. If you want your younger half-siblings to act more mature about this situation and get over it, you should be demonstrating maturity yourself. You said it yourself. They're younger than you. They've always looked up to you, and this is an opportunity for them to look at you for how to maturely handle an undeniably difficult situation. I don't want them to act more maturely, but at least be nice to me. I've been nothing but nice to them. If they don't want me to be their sister, okay. I don't like it, but I can live with it. I've lived my entire life without siblings so far. But they can't tell me that he's not my dad anymore when I've wanted a dad all my life. Update: am I the idiot for telling my half-siblings to get over the fact that we have the same dad? A few days after I posted, my dad and Aunt Olivia called me over and said that the kids wanted to apologize. So I went over and waited till they came back from their practices, but they just got angry when they saw me. Then when Aunt Olivia told them to say sorry, they got more mad. They said they hated me and they'd never call me their sister, and they never wanted to see me again. I tried not to cry, but I couldn't help it, cause when Aunt Olivia asked if I was okay, I just couldn't hold back. Dad sent them to their rooms, and I think he was scolding them, but Aunt Olivia just hugged me even though I kept crying. I managed to tell her to drive me home, so she did, and kept telling me it wasn't my fault and she and Dad would always love me, and they'd try to get the kids to behave, but I couldn't stop crying. I don't know, something about actually hearing them say they hate me. Like all of my mom's family hates me just cause I was born, and now these two kids who used to love me said it too. I did stay in the car till I stopped crying, and I asked Aunt Olivia not to tell my mom what happened cause of how protective she gets sometimes. I think she did though. Like at home I tried not to cry, but I ended up crying again as soon as I got into bed, and my mom heard, and had to cuddle me to get me to sleep. I guess she got worried cause of how much I've been crying lately, so she took me on a small vacation to Edmonton, right after my graduation ceremony. Going there helped me feel better cause I guess I realized it's okay if they hate me. My mom thinks I'm great, so does their mom, and so does our dad, and all my friends love me. So they might be younger than me, but they're missing out. If they do want me to be their sister, then I'll always give them a chance, but I try not to be jealous of them or anybody else anymore. Since then I've been a lot better. I graduated early like my mom dreamed. I'm excited but scared to start my program in September cause my mom can't come with me, and every time I've spent time with Dad or Aunt Olivia, it's just been us. For like a year till university starts, I'm going to be gone for my program, so I'm going to try and be as happy as I can this summer. It's a bit funny looking back and how stressed I was because it feels like no biggie now. Maybe Dad or Aunt Olivia will remind the kids how much I love them before I go, but even if they don't, I won't let it keep me down. These are today's stories, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories. Until next time.